Hello, my name is Nicole Shepard, and I'm the Transitioning Youth Coordinator with the Developmental Disabilities Administration, Southern Maryland Regional Office. This video is just going to give a brief overview of the current funding available through DDA. Let's get started. If you watched the DDA 101 application video, then this screen probably looks familiar to you. For those of you that didn't, once you apply for services through DDA and you're deemed eligible, DDA will place you in a priority category. Category 1 is crisis resolution. That's someone who is currently in a crisis or an emergency situation. For example, someone who is being abused or neglected, or who is homeless or on the verge of being homeless. Crisis prevention is someone who might be in a health or safety crisis within a year, or someone who has a caregiver 65 years or older. Current requests. That's someone who may need or want services, but health or safety crises are not immediate needs. Depending on your situation, you can change these categories. So if your current request and someone is on the verge of being homeless, your CCS can request for you to be made crisis resolution. At this current time, DDA is funding people who are crisis resolution, and there is no funding available for crisis prevention or current requests at this time. There is funding, though, for the Governor's Transitioning Youth Initiative. A transitioning youth is a person with a developmental disability who's on our waiting list, and they are done with their school eligibility and they are ready to go into adult services. These are specially dedicated funds that are reauthorized each year by legislature. The Governor's Transitioning Youth Initiative came about as DDA started to notice that when people would graduate, they would go home and be on the waiting list, and we would notice that their skills would diminish over time. So DDA did not want those skills to diminish, so they're able to kind of skip the waiting list to continue on with services so that they don't lose the skills that the school system has helped them to achieve. So DDA is not an entitlement. Right now, through the school system, people are entitled to so many services just based off having a disability. Once you transition into the DDA world or into adult services, you have to be eligible for everything. So you definitely have to show a documented need for a particular service that you are requesting. These are our different DDA waivers. We have the Family Supports Waiver, the Community Supports Waiver, and the Community Pathways Waiver. So on top of the crisis resolution and on top of the Governor's Transitioning Youth, as slots become available on these different waivers, people could be filled in through those slots as well. So under the Family Supports Waiver, it works with people who are birth to 21. There are various support services offered in the Family Supports Waiver, and it has an initial service cap of $12,000. Under the Community Supports Waiver, they serve children and adults. Meaningful day services are added to this on top of the support services offered in the Family Supports Waiver, and it has an initial service cap of $25,000 annually. And then we also have a Community Pathways Waiver, which services children and adults, and it has the same meaningful day services and support services, but then we also add residential services. If you have any questions on any of these waivers or you're on our waiting list, I would suggest reaching out to your CCS to get a better understanding of the different waivers and the different funding sources. If you do not have a CCS and you still have questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.